We also tell you that the sectoral scorecard has been held in Abuja. The event, which is part of the May 29 first-year anniversary, is expected to see several cabinet ministers give a report of their performance in the last 1 year. The event is being coordinated by Nigeria's Ministry of Information and National Orientation. Now, we have our columnist, of course, is our guest on the show, Lekan Shote, and has been helping us understand that. Now, Lekan, you actually, earlier on, you said that you were actually impressed about the Tinubu administration. I'd like to find out from you.
I'm impressed by the fact that the ministers are being publicly held.
Okay, so Lekan, yes, this is actually where I'm going. We want to look at the ministries. Which ministries would you say did it for you in terms of better performance?
Well, from what I heard from the Minister of Internal Affairs, who has been in charge of the passports and so on, I think he has been doing very well. The others are working, but you can't really see much of the effect. And I heard something today which surprised me, which is just one part of this, one side of the story. The Minister of Petroleum Resources, that's the oil sector, says that oil production, crude oil production has been upped from about 1.1 to 1.2, now to about 1.5 to 1.7. And that he's hoping that with the way things are going, he may be able to push it between 2 million to 3 million barrels per day, which is impressive. But he dropped the ball when he started talking about NNPC. You see, petroleum products take about 40% of the foreign exchange of this country. If we're able to produce locally, the pressure on the naira will reduce. And I wasn't impressed by the way he responded. Delalake happens to be my friend. I'm a classmate in school. I listened a bit to what he had to say, and I was impressed. The Minister for Steel, I think he also had something to say.
But Lekan, sorry to cut in. Is it about what they say or what they've been able to do in the last 1 year? Because you could come up with policies.
You are specific about
performance now.
Yeah, but let me look at the government generally. The government removed subsidy, and I must commend the government for being bold to be able to take those steps. You know, but the effect on all of us is, to just summarize, is inflation. Strategic products are getting more expensive. Transportation has become more expensive. Of course, petrol has become more expensive. Food, even the food inflation is even higher than the headline inflation itself. You know, and of course, because of the insecurity, the production of petroleum products and also farm produce also dropped. But my thinking is this, that if we want to really solve the problems that we are having are about in the ballpark of about 4 or 5 ministries. If the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, for example, will up its game properly and move up production of crude oil, certainly we'll get more foreign exchange, more revenue for government, and then, of course, if they can also ensure that the refineries are working, that suggests that that reduces the pressure on the foreign exchange. And then a very critical, extremely critical ministry is the power ministry. I don't see much of what they are doing. I think the power ministry is a bit confused. They need to make a choice between going fully commercial or privatized, or the way they are as it is now. I understand that the GENCOs can produce about 14,000 megawatts per day, whereas the installed capacity of the national grid, which is under the Transmission Company of Nigeria, is just 7,000. And in any case, it is old and dilapidated assets, such that by the time you upload anything above 3,400 megawatts to 4,000 megawatts, it drops, it trips off. So which means that if the federal government insists on owning the the national grid 100%, then it needs to immediately invest, you know, in the expanding and upgrading the capacity of the national grid.
Okay, so would you say other ministries that are set to be underperforming, though we are yet to get details on that, would you say that those ministers probably should be removed? Maybe another technocrat or somebody who can do the job better should
I'm
come
hoping that a lot of the ministers will be asked to go. Because some, I don't even remember the names of some. The Minister of Agriculture, for example, Food Security, I can't remember his name. So it's getting me a lot worried that such a strategic minister, we don't even remember his name, and we don't even see him. There's no plans. There's nothing. The only time I heard about him was the mistake that I thought the central bank governor made and went to donate fertilizers to him. Why would the central bank be donating fertilizers to Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security? That is the only time I ever heard about him. I'm not impressed by, and like I said, I need to say, Delalake is my friend, so you might say, well, because he's my friend, but I can see what he's doing. It's obvious, and he has set up a section of the, he has a security outfit, for example, to look after the mines and the steel development company that he seems to set up, which is going to be like the NNPC of the steel. I think we are getting somewhere for somebody who came from the media background.
All right. Lekon Shote, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. We really, really appreciate your presence in our studios.
Thank you very much.